Is Montgomery County in the house? Yes! Is Montgomery County in the house? Yes! All right. Let me just tell you a small, interesting story that happened just a couple of weeks ago. I've had some very unusual things that happen to me in my life. But here's one of the most unusual things that happened. And it really, really hit me. I had the fortune to go out to Washington State about 3 weeks ago. And on the way back, I was very late for the plane, and so I had to get a hired car, a black limousine. So coming back to the airport, a black limousine, my wife and I get out of the car, and this couple sees me, and they said to me, "Oh, I know you." My assumption was everyone said, "Well, this is Ike Leggett from Montgomery County." He said, "I've seen you on television before." My assumption was she would say, "This is Ike Leggett from Montgomery County." She said, "Aren't you Herman Cain?" And oranges. I know how to multiply what 999 means. I know what flat tax means. Let me tell you something. You cannot have an adequate flat tax from people whose heart is flat, 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 because they are flatlining. You can't have it. So I want to say to you what you did before. That is Maryland, especially Montgomery County. Yes. Help us to export support. Help us provide the resources that some of our neighboring jurisdictions need. We send people to Maryland, from Maryland to Virginia. We send people to Pennsylvania. So I want us to take this enthusiasm, take this effort that we have here tonight, multiply it so that we can not only deliver Maryland for Obama, not only can we deliver Maryland for Ben Carter, but we're going to take this fight and help our sisters and brothers in Pennsylvania and Virginia and all the other places that we need them. So that the next time we see Mr. Cain, next time we see the cowboy from Texas, next time we see the flip-flopper from Massachusetts, Nevada, wherever he comes from later. The next time we see any and all of those people, it will be in our rear mirror saying, "So long, we don't want to. We are moving forward as Democrats." Thank you very much.
He's there for the middle class. He's there to repair a decade of damage and to grow our economy by investing in our future. As Governor O'Malley says, we are in a fight for our future. It's a battle for jobs and opportunity in a changing economy. And the choices we make today, the choices we make in this upcoming election, will determine the future of our children. I am so proud to stand here with a man who serves us every single day. He's a national figure now. They've given him national recognition because they found out what we know. Governor O'Malley is the man.
Montgomery County. For I was born just over that hill in a small log cabin kept with brother. I'm very, very proud of each and every one of you. And you and I fought together in a very noble, courageous, and important battle 3 years ago. in electing President Barack Obama President of the United States when we needed it. And I thought about the proud legacy of our state, a state where our diversity is our strength, where there is no such thing as a spare American. And as I visited all of those phone banks, all of those countless numbers of volunteers throughout our state, I saw you making a difference not only in Maryland, I saw you shining as that one star in the center of the 12 inner circle. And you were calling states where many of you might not have ever visited or had even a relative. But we followed the sun every single night. We did more than just Maryland. We campaigned in Pennsylvania, we campaigned in Virginia, we campaigned all across the United States. And you all did that. You did that. And we need you again. I am very, very proud to be able to support President Obama, especially now in re-election. Think about just 3 years ago, what sort of a mess after 8 years of George W. Bush and his failed economic policies.
Yes.
What sort of a mess that President Obama volunteered to turn around as our leader. I mean, think about it. The first decade since the Second World War, where average family wages were going down. Some of the worst job losses our country had ever seen. Our auto industry was imploding. Our banking industry was on the verge of utter collapse. And President Obama stepped up and he made the tough decisions that he needed to in order to strengthen our financial, our banking system. He turned around the auto industry. Foreclosures are now at the lowest level that they've been in 36 months in the United States of America because of Barack Obama. And our country has put together in the last 12 months, the first time since 2005 that our economy has done this, we have actually put together 12 months in a row of positive job creation in our country. Now I know that we watch, we've seen some of you have had the stomach to watch the debates and the other party. No solution but the same solutions that failed. Their entire policy is not balanced. It's not about making our country stronger and making our country better. It's about cut, 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 cut. You and I don't want to cut our children's future. We want our children to have a better future, don't we? That's why we need Barack Obama. So as we talk to our neighbors, and that's what we need to do, as we search for the goodness and the partially good intentions of others who may right now think that we should be pursuing this other policy choice of cuts, 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 I think we need to look them in the eye and ask them, how much less do you think would be good for America? How much less education would be good for our children? How much less public safety? You know, in Topeka, they can no longer afford to prosecute domestic violence cases. How much less would be good for our country? How many fewer hungry American children can we afford to feed at this time when childhood poverty has started to rise again? You and I don't want less for our country. We want more for our country. And that's why all of us are here. Together, yes, we can. Yes, we can. But a modern economy, in order to create jobs, requires modern investments. That's not a Democratic idea. That's not a Republican idea. That's an economic fact. That's a historic fact. Amen. That's the fact that President Obama understands. And he has sent to be with us tonight in what I understand is the largest crowd she has ever addressed as the chair of the Democratic National. And I want her to understand, as I bring her up to this stage, that we're serious here in Maryland. That we are all about moving our country forward. That we are proud of our president. And yes, the tough decisions that he's made to move our country forward. So I want you all, as to be chanting, "Yes, we can," as I bring forward now the woman who's going to tell us exactly how we can, the chair of the Democratic National Committee, Debbie
Of course my answer was yes right away, but boy, when you put together an event, you do not play around with it. My very close friend and colleague Donna Edwards brags on you guys all the time. She talks about the grassroots workers who roll up their sleeves and get the job done here, and she was not kidding. So I just am so thrilled to be able to be here, and I want to make several acknowledgments, but two very special ones. Because I started my life as a grassroots organizer. I started my political work walking door to door, and I'll tell you about that in a few minutes. But it is our key to success that we have grassroots volunteers who roll up their sleeves and get things done every single day. And my understanding is that this event was not conceived by the state party, not conceived by OFA, not conceived by politicos in the in the halls of power, but conceived by Susan Miller and Harriet Sugarman, who made sure that Maryland Democrats would come together at an event like this. So I'd like to ask them to stand up and please join me in giving them a round of applause and thank them so much.
Oh my goodness, that was very moving for me, and I'm so honored to be here with you this evening. What a crowd. There is absolutely no doubt who Maryland stands with next November. Sí se puede. Yes, we can. Good evening and buenas noches. My name is Maria Welch. I am a proud Democrat, a staunch supporter of our Governor Martin O'Malley and the great work he's doing for our great state. And I'm a proud voter of our president, our future president, President Barack Obama. Looking out at all of you, I am reminded why we are all here, why we are in this together. Because we're not just in support of a great president, we are in support of a greater future. The future we've all begun progressing towards once again since 2008. Consider for a minute that our great United States of America, like a quilt, with each generation gets to add a fragment to its still being sewed and weaved and pieced together with ever stronger, vibrant threads, each of which tells the story of success against adversity, triumph over struggles, that makes us increasingly more resilient and colorful and a more perfect union with each successive generation of movers. But we cannot stop there. We cannot stop there. Our great responsibility is to continue our progress, to work together to help and make America stronger, inclusive of our beautiful diversity, to continue educating all of our children. All of our children. Like our governor and elected leaders here in Maryland, President Obama is committed to ensuring education is accessible to all. He's created more funding for Pell Grants, The President's Recovery Act kept 6.2 million Americans out of poverty in 2009. And since I am a very proud Latina, I will say that 1.9 million of those Americans were Latinos that were kept out of poverty.
My mother only had black clothes. My mother only had a second grade education.
That's all right.
But after she would work all day, and she'd take care of her family in the evening and go to church service and then come home on the bus. And late at night she was singing this song. She didn't know we heard her, but around about 12 o'clock, while she sat with her feet in Epsom salts, she would sing that song, she would say, "We are soldiers in the army. We have to cry, although we have to cry, we have to hold up the bloodstained down. We have to hold it up until we die." Thank you. May God bless.
In Washington, Senator Cardin is experienced and he understands how to tackle the challenges that we all face. Senator Cardin is a workhorse. He's not a show horse. He stands up for what's right, and he goes to bat for Maryland every single day. And I am so proud to strongly support his return to the U.S. Senate. So put your hands together.
I'm so proud to be a Democrat. I'm proud of Yvette Lewis, our great chair. Thank you, Yvette, for everything you're doing to help our community. She has the energy. She has the leadership. We are going to win in 2012. I'm proud to be a Democrat who's given us Deputy Wasserman Schultz as our great national leader who's with us tonight. And I'm proud of Martin O'Malley, our governor. Maryland has led the nation. For a governor who cares about the people moving us forward, never back. I'm proud to be part of the Democratic Maryland Congressional Delegation. I send you regards from Barbara Mikulski, my colleague, our great United States Senator. You heard from Donna Edwards and Elijah Cummings. I'm sorry Chris Van Hollen cannot be here. He's working. I'm particularly sorry because I had to follow Elijah Cummings, which is always a tough thing to do. With John Sarbanes and Dutch Rupertsberger and Steny Hoyer, we have a great Democratic team in Maryland, and we're going to need your help in 2012. I'm proud of our President Barack Obama. Let me take you back 3 years ago. And the problems that President Obama inherited when he became president. An economy that was losing 750,000 jobs a month. An economy that was on the brink of going off the cliff.
Yes.
We had huge deficits because of the policies of the Republican administration.
Yes.
The Democrats gave President Bush a surplus, and he turned it into a deficit.
Yes.
We're not fighting one war, but two wars, with no end in sight. And we had tax cuts rather than us being asked to jointly sacrifice for our troops.
Yes.
That's what Barack Obama inherited. And look what he's done in 3 years.
Yes.
He's turned our economy around. We're now creating jobs rather than losing jobs. We got to do it faster, and the Democrats have a way to get it done faster. But we're going to need your help in 2012 to move that forward. The United States, at long last, is able to accomplish something that presidents for decades have not been able to do. I'm proud to have been in the Congress of
know that we are going to burn brilliantly blue in this state and in the states around you. So thank you so much. Now, Governor O'Malley, thank you so much for rolling out the blue carpet for us tonight. And it's so great to be here with you. Folks, you have a pretty incredible governor, don't you? Governor O'Malley pulled me aside and told me, Madam Chair, Maryland Democrats are passionate, fired up, and ready to go, and I can't think of a better person to lead Democrats in the state of Maryland, to lead the state of Maryland, period, through these challenging times than Governor Martin O'Malley. You are so for Maryland's middle-class families that you could ask for. He's a results-driven leader who's helped to get the state's economy back on track. The people of Maryland know Governor O'Malley is a true champion on job creation, business development, education, the environment, government efficiency, and improving safety. And that's why you elected him to a second term last year over Bob Ehrlich by a whopping 14 points. Margin of victory. So you are so fortunate to have him leading the charge, and the nation's Democratic governors are all talking about his visionary leadership as the current chair of the Democratic Governors Association, a leader of leaders. Now, I know that I should, by protocol, normally mention the senators first, but hey, I'm a House member. I know where my bread is buttered. Maryland is so fortunate to have a congressional delegation in the House of Representatives that is second to none. My colleagues who are not here tonight are Dutch Ruppersberger, who is the ranking member and will be the chair of the Intelligence Committee when we take the majority back. Our colleague John Sully is 4,100 jobs through projects to modernize classrooms and facilities in schools throughout the state. But Congress has to pass the plan. The American Jobs Act would also keep 6,000 Maryland teachers from losing their jobs. Unemployment insurance for out-of-work Americans as they work to rebuild their lives and get back on their feet, as well as give companies tax breaks if they hire the long-term unemployed and veterans. But Republicans in the Senate said no twice. They proposed a so-called alternative plan that would basically let corporate America rewrite their own rules and create no jobs. Even analysts agreed that the Republican plan would do nothing to provide immediate relief to the middle class or create jobs. In fact, according to Moody's, it could actually worsen the economy. But nothing has exemplified the contrast between Democrats and Republicans more than Mitt Romney during the last 2 elections. During the recent GOP debate in New Hampshire, Mitt Romney called an extension of tax cuts for the middle class little band-aids that he would allow to expire. Well, I guess if you're a multi-millionaire, $1,500 in the pocket of a middle-class family is a little band-aid. But to most folks that I know, $1,500 is to outwork us, right? We need to work harder than we've ever worked before. If you think you're in now, get in deeper. Make a commitment. Roll up your sleeves. Lay your heart all over the table. If you've been sitting on the sidelines and you haven't gotten engaged yet, it's time to step up. Here is too much at stake. We've got 12 months from next week to help Americans make the most significant choice that any of them will make in their lives. There is so much at stake. As a mom with 3 beautiful young children, I can assure you that when President Obama asked me to take on a third full-time job, motherhood, member of Congress, now chair of the DNC, it was an incredible honor to be asked by the President to do anything. But to be asked by the President to watch his back and help bring him across the finish line, knowing what was at stake, let me tell you, I'm a give-me-the-ball kind of person, and the coach put me in, and I am fired up and ready to go. feeling that I had. Remember, 2008 was historic. Folks, 2012 is personal. It's personal. We all make it personal. Absorb it. Hold it to your heart. Make sure that if you already work hard, you're going to work harder.
Oui, après mon appris, c'était dans la fin de cet événement qui était organisé par les volontaires du Montgomery County. Pour ceux de l'expression française, c'était juste une sorte de rallye, un encouragement pour la campagne du président Obama, une façon de rassembler de l'argent et de s'apprêter déjà pour l'événement qui aura lieu en 2012, les élections présidentielles aux États-Unis.
I tell you.